Please take attendance.
Sure, Mr. Chairman. Clay is excused. Camiso.
Here.
Feston.
Yep.
Demalowitz.
Yep.
Epicoro.
Yeah.
Ethier.
Here.
Ward.
Here.
Collins. And Lockhart. You have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Will you please read number one?
First item is local law number M for 2024, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, amending Chapter 288 of the Albany County Code regarding the welfare and safety of pets and vehicles. Mr. Ward is here this evening.
Anybody have any questions, or would you like me to comment?
Go ahead.
Oh, basically, this is, as I've already stated a few times, it's common sense legislation to prevent, and this also is very important, came from law enforcement. It was a request from our partners in law enforcement that have seen the issue of pets in the driver's seat of the vehicles. They were concerned about it. They need something to firm up the law a little bit, and this would do it. This is not earth-shattering legislation. We have lowered the fines so that they're more reasonable. Originally, they were, I believe, 1,000.
500 and 1,000.
500 and 1,000. We lowered them to 250 and 500. There was also an imprisonment possibility of 15 days, which we eliminated from the legislation. And there was also a question about the defining the grabbable area in the vehicle, and we added that this shall not include a pet that is located in the front passenger seat. So basically, we're talking about a pet that is basically on the lap of a driver. I think we've made a lot of concessions. I think we have met the concerns of law enforcement here, and we're going to promote through the sheriff department. Sheriff Apple is very interested in doing a marketing campaign about the dangers of this practice, and in his eyes, he would like to give out warnings before tickets.
Thank you. Any questions?
I don't want to speak for the sheriff, but that's what he said at the committee meeting.
Does the law say that he's going to give out tickets?
No, he can't. He can't say
Don't say
that.
that.
The sheriff spoke to this. I'm opposed to this.
Yeah, I know.
I just think that, here we go, getting in between a pen owner and a law. I think that, the sheriff spoke pretty good about this in public safety. He's not gonna enforce it. I don't know what law enforcement you're talking about, but I don't know any law enforcement that's gonna be out there enforcing this law. I think that the sheriff said in all of his years of experience, he has never had an accident with a pet like that. Never.
Well, I
So-
think what he said was that it was never documented because it was never documented that way. So there was definitely accidents with pets in
And
it, but it was never documented
But
whether
there's
it
a
was
lot of
ever
accidents that
caused.
happen all the time because if they don't get
Correct.
documented, there's no record. I understand. And I come to you, Sean. I mean, your intention is well, but I just don't think that I want to get in between a pet owner and their pet.
Well,
And that's where I'm at.
I did reach out to many pet owners on this issue, and most of them got back to me and said they would rather see that we do a harnessing amendment
Right,
to the
me too.
law, which
Yeah.
most responsible pet owners do anyway.
I get very few calls, but I got calls on this.
Yeah, I did too.
So,
But I've only had one against, so.
yeah.
Any other questions?
My career with law enforcement, I investigated an accident involving a pet. It happened to be a cat. And it attacked the driver. And of course, he involved in an accident, took down a couple of poles. But it was a cat that was loose in the vehicle. And did a lot of damage to the driver. So I'm for this.
Any other questions?
I have a problem with it just being in our county. I believe certain laws, with all due respect, Sean did a great job on it. I believe laws like this that affects all these municipalities should be done by the state, not individual counties, just like our tobacco law where you can't smoke in our county at 21, but you could take a ride to Saratoga, get a pack of cigarettes, and get killed on the way home because you want to drink a pack of cigarettes. I believe these laws should be on a state level that affects everybody in the state, if they're going to be passed or not passed. That's my feeling. That's all.
I don't disagree with that, but this is an opportunity where law enforcement came to us, very similar to Gary's smoking law, which everybody said
What
shouldn't have
agencies
been
was
at the
that?
county.
What
The
agency?
state police,
State police?
yes.
And they didn't go to the state?
Well, they had, they mentioned it to our office, and we thought it was common sense legislation. We talked to the sheriff
Well,
about
Gil
it.
makes a good point.
I don't disagree with him, but we have this in front of us. I thought it was worthy of common sense legislation, and that's why I'm going with it. So, and I have no personal opinion
Oh, it's
against
not
you guys at
personal.
all. It's not personal
Sean,
at all.
it'd be the last
We
thing-
all have a right to our opinion.
Nothing in
last
this
thing
room is
personal
personal, this is
between
all
you and I.
business.
Absolutely.
This
This is business, you know?
Absolutely.
Mrs.
never-
Lockhart.
Thank you. At first, I kind of felt the way you guys did, but as I looked into it and I looked down in Florida, and I know we're not Florida, but they actually have a lot of problem with this, with older population, with animals on their laps and stuff. But what I particularly liked about it is the changes that you made, Sean. I don't think we're going overboard, but I like what the sheriff's going to be doing on a proactive basis. And I think it brings it to light to the public about the dangers of having, and I have a dog, but I'll put him in the back because he wants to sit on my lap.
Yes.
And it's not safe. It really isn't safe for the animal or for me. So I support it, especially with what the sheriff's going to do about educating the public in front. So I think it just brings awareness to the
I
community.
think it's more of an awareness bill to begin with.
Yes, I am going to have to agree with Ms. Lockhart. Wasn't initially going to support this, but I'm very glad that the possibility for imprisonment is eliminated from this. So thank you for that adjustment, and I'm going to be supporting this.
Thank you.
Yeah, we don't want to put the dogs in jail.
No, no.
All people.
Any other questions? Those in favor?
I just have a question, Jim.
I'm sorry.
We all agree that public awareness is the key here. So if we pass this law, it'll only apply to Albany County, where if we had a public awareness campaign, it'd go across the whole region. And more people would be protected from a dog jumping on their arms or something. So that's a question I would have, is this law applies only in Albany County, yet it's a similar problem across our area. And the sheriff did say, I think he supported the bill, but he was really more focused on a public awareness campaign.
Correct.
Which would affect all the surrounding counties, not just ours.
True.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Motion by Patty, second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? Okay. Got the count.
Yep. Motion passes.
Motion to adjourn?
Make the motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. Those in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you very much.